Hey, sweetheart. Thanks for reaching out again. I appreciate you so much. And I know that you've been going through it. I want you to know that you're not alone. Mercury is still in retrograde, or as I like to say, Mercury is in Gatorade, or Mercury is in reggaeton, because this whole going backwards shit, like, I think we all kind of have to take it with a bit of a grain of salt. Sorry, it's warm in here because Spirit is very much with us right now. And it was cold in here before, so I know that I'm channeling for you specifically. The messaging that I did receive was very clear. I do believe that with Mercury being in retrograde, when that supermoon in Libra, it got everybody's energy a little bit wonky, specifically those that are more sensitive to the energy. So if your man is kind of like, we've talked about it before, him being a man baby a little bit. He's acting out of character, and so are a lot of people acting out of sorts. We're being forced to kind of look at things that we didn't look at the last retrograde. That's what Mercury, when it goes into retrograde, it forces us to do. It's a cycle. It helps us to release things so we don't keep the karma, right? So it's important, it's really important to pay attention to what keeps circling back around in your relationship that needs to be addressed and fixed. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the time to do it, and this is the appropriate time for mini separations, mini spats. As long as everyone is speaking in their truth and with love, and that's not abusive or toxic, you guys can learn a lot and grow during this period, which is kind of the energy that I'm feeling. Is like it's really just teaching you guys how to actually actively communicate and say what it is that you really want. Because I'm getting the sense that y'all are pussyfooting around what it is that you really want. Both of you, equally. You gotta protect and cleanse these cards. God's Holy Divine White Light. These cards are for Jodi. We're going to ask the cards today to give us some guidance around love and relationships for her, and some knowledge to help guide her through what could be considered a wonky time. And it is. It's wonky for everybody, sweetheart. I had to pick up my whole house and move because of, like, I didn't deal with this landlord situation. I should have taken care of it back in November and taken him to court then, but I was bullied then and by them, and I felt like I couldn't win, and I had gone through my own stuff, and I put it off, and now it circled right back around, and I had no choice. I had to manage it. So it's probably something that you've been putting off, or he's been putting off dealing with in the relationship for a long time, probably out of fear for hurting you is what I'm hearing. It's not another woman. It's in the bottom of the deck right there. So I'm not seeing that it's third party. Let's see what's going on with your mans. What's going on? Cool. So we've got two stories. I feel like I've got your energy and his energy. So we're going to read them both that way. Your energy here. All right. I'll decide in a few here about if I'm going to turn any of these right side up or not. Come on, pen. Get out of there. As I start a fire. Purify, protect, and I cleanse myself in God's holy divine white light. My things, my stuff, my space. Let's keep it clear of the jinx. All the energy is yummy. All right. Jodi, I don't want you to bring your baggage from your other relationships or the past from this relationship. I don't want you to bring any of that baggage in. So like what I'm getting is you've been definitely feeling as if you've been doing the work all by yourself with this card here. You definitely have been optimistic about doing the work. You felt as if you managed the house, if you managed it all, it would all get done, and he would stop acting like such a jerk. Like, he's been the king of swords for you so many times, where it's like he says he loves you, but his actions don't even a little bit match up with that word. Like, it gets you to the point where you're not even sure if he knows what love is anymore. You do have the Two of Cups in reverse, so it's like there's love there, but it's a little, I think his emotional style, his love style is a little bit deceptive. Or he doesn't know for himself what love is, because he doesn't love himself, I just heard really loudly. You know, it's really hard to deal with a person who, oh great, I've been walking around with hair dye on my ear. God knows how long. It's been a great day. The moon is a card of deception. It's a card of false mask. It's a card of not being authentic. Somebody is not speaking what they really want or need. Or they are claiming to need or want things that's not really fulfilling to them. And that could be you, because this is your energy. So Jodi, I mean, it's very simply, if he's not treating you right, you have to walk away. For a multitude of reasons. I think I told you last time to Google the twin flame journey and to get in on that secret there, because once you start acting as the divine feminine, you will understand that no matter what, you have a divine plan with the universe for your soulmate and you to be together. But you really need to find out if this is in order for you to get the respect that you want from him, you're going to have to walk away. When I say walk away, I know it's kind of like, it's not easy to literally pick up and walk away, but I'm saying emotionally even. You don't have to be the Queen of Swords, which is kind of like my nasty, conniving queen. She's like a biatch. Don't be in that energy. And don't be in this is all the energies they're telling you not to be in. Don't be in that bitch energy. Don't be in the crying over spilled milk energy of like, woe is me. Don't be in this energy of like, I can't help myself. Everything is, don't play the victim, and don't be indecisive about this. Don't worry about having patience. Like, don't worry about like taking your time. This is like a right now thing, because you can't be wounded. You can't be this victim anymore. You got to put an end to that, an end to that. What they're asking you to do is be passionate about love. And part of being passionate with your lover is telling them when they're not loving you correctly. Does that make sense? And how do you, not just by telling them, by showing them that it's not okay and that you don't have to stand for it. His energy. He hasn't gotten over the broken heart. I think you cheated on him in the past. And he hasn't gotten over the broken heart. He certainly hates the fact that he's not financially successful. He doesn't feel like he's a good man because he can't provide the way he wants to. And so therefore, that's why he can't stay in and be around you guys. That's why he's out and about doing what he's doing all the time. Does that make sense? He can't stay in because when he's in, he's looking around at all his failure. Because he's not really good at being a balanced man when it comes to his money or his mind. He's actually not strong at all. He's very weak. And he loses a lot of sleep over this whole situation. You're not the only one who's losing sleep over it. But he is going to come back in with a small offer for you. He wants to give you the one little pentacle he has. One little pentacle. Let's see what else I have to say. I need some clarification, guys. So now that we know where they stand right now, what does the future look like? I'll get some of the romance cards and the moon cards too. Yep. And then I will do some transmission of light cards for you as well, which will include a small meditation that you can do to help manifest it. If you want, again, small charge, you can I can guide you through all those meditations in person and record all the work for you that we do. All right. Again, we've got two stories here. This has to do with sex and money for your man. And he doesn't see how it has to do with everything opposite of that for you. So he, like, Ace of Wands, the sexual passion card, the new beginning sexually, that's what he's hoping for. He's like, I miss when my woman would look at me and think I was the man. He did it to himself, girl. I know that. Like, I know why you don't look at him that way. Doesn't change the fact that his little ego is hurt by it and he wants you to look at him that way. And it's not that he's giving his attention somewhere else, because that card was in reverse. It's not even about that. And it's not even that he's like out there trying to garnish more passionate new beginnings. He's actually working really, really hard. It's financial. He's working hard. And he's like in the future going to be looking over and getting more stable with that Two of Rods. But I don't see any cups here, guys. Like, it's money and sex. Even on your side, other than the Lovers card, but it came up in reverse. So you've got, I think in the future, you're going to be done being a victim. Like, you're done with that mentality. I think maybe even this video enough to kind of like make you go, you're right. The way I got out of my victim mentality was when I consciously realized that I asked the universe for every single thing I'm getting, whether it was through a conscious decision or through irrational fears that I had from previous traumas and previous relationships. I almost manifested them through fear of being worried that this person was going to do to me what somebody else did to me, and that's exactly what happened. So just be really, really careful of your thoughts in general at this time. As soon as you hear yourself going to a place of that no good, low down, blah, 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 change it. He's just really insecure right now, and he's taking it out on me because he knows I love him unconditionally. So that when he does it, you can say to him, why are you saying, like, you can be in a better headspace to talk him out of that. Like, why are you saying those things to me? You know I love you. You know that I'm on your team. Why are you taking it out on me? Let's talk about it. Can I help you with anything? But they are saying for you in your future that you're not going to have any more patience around this. Now, it could be a Sagittarius card too. So if your man's a Sagittarius, I don't think you have him in the future. But I do also get a little concerned about this Lovers in reverse card for you, because I'm hearing is it's not a soulmate connection, and maybe for you it was a false twin, or it's something that you needed to learn before the right one came in for you. Life is short, Jodi. So, like, at the end of the day, we're going to get clarification on this Lovers card for sure. But at the end of the day, if this man makes you miserable and you don't have that, not ego, you have to really discern between ego and heart chakra. So, like, if you feel it fluttering here, that's probably not ego. If you feel it fluttering in here, it's probably ego. If you feel it up here in your head, definitely ego. If you feel that shit in your heart, man, that's soul shit. That's like, it hurts. Like, to not talk to the person, to not hear their voice, even to fight with them is better than to not talk to them. Like, that's some hard shit right there, you know? But no more victim mentality. You definitely were well aware. You have to be strong. And you can't be judgmental. There it is again, this victim. Like, you gotta quit with that. Like, don't be illusioned. You knew what kind of man this was. You stuck around him a long time. You also, I'm hearing, enabled him a lot. You enabled this bad behavior by taking back bad behavior in the past. Because he promised to be the King of Pentacles. He promised, you know, the holy marriage. But that's not just, you didn't get that. Things got upside down for you. I know. And so you feel like the victim still. I know. I know you're hurt. But you can't be illusioned. Like, being hurt gets you nowhere. It's low vibrational, baby girl. Trust me, I know. I'm living it too with this Mercury in retrograde. It's making us be victims again, almost. Because we're revisiting shit that was fucked up. The fact that I have to sue my landlord, like, that's against everything I believe in. I hate dealing with attorneys. The only people that get rich are the attorneys. But I gotta do what I gotta do because the universe doesn't bring shit back around over and over again unless it's forcing us to look at it and do something with it. It's time to take action, Jodi. And have faith in your dreams. Have faith that you are worthy of the kind of love that gives you the za-za-zoo. You know, in the past, I told you that you two are going to be all right. A new romantic cycle begins. And you can be all right. Here's what I'm trying to get at with every one of my clients. At the end of the day, if you really want to be with a man, you can be with him. You can put up with 100% of what his shit is, and he will come home to you every single night and walk all over you, and you'll be a doormat. But you'll have him. Or you can chuck that type of man. And for two reasons. In the hope that that man realizes your worth because you finally do, and he comes back better than ever. And maybe or maybe not, you're ready for him when he does, or you still want it. Or B, you chuck this man, and while you're healing from this relationship, something new and exciting comes along because now you're open to it and you're not being held back from the ugly words and ugly thoughts and ugly energy that he has been sending your way recently because he's angry and ugly with himself. You have been this man's punching bag, and that's not nice. I'm sorry for that. What do the angels want to tell Jodi? Oh, wow. A happy move to a new home or place of employment is in the works. This movement will usher in positive new energy. So, I mean, at the end of the day, babe, life is short. Happiness matters more than anything else. Time out. You've been so busy taking care of everyone else's needs, but now it's time to stop and take care of yourself. Celeste. What is it that makes Jodi tick? What is it that makes Jodi tick, you know? And Uriel, my favorite angel. This is the one that came to me first. This is the angel that changed my life. Archangel Uriel. Your emotions are healing, which enables you to open to greater love. I will help you release anger and unforgiveness from your heart and mind. Some great Archangel Uriel meditations on YouTube, by the way, if you want to call them in. It's not just about doing a reading to either, Jodi. Like, this is a step in the right direction, but as women, as mothers, like, we have this innate intuition that everyone, I believe everyone has. I don't think everyone can communicate with those that have crossed over like I can, but I know for a fact that you know in your heart of hearts. You know in your heart of hearts what you need and what you want, and if it's being met or not. And how long do you wait in the same place, not changing anything? and hoping for a different result, doing it the exact same way every time. The way he knows exactly how to push your buttons so that you act a certain kind of way so that he can use it against you is unhealthy. When people learn your triggers, if they love you, they do everything in their power to never do that. They don't want to trigger you. And listen, I deal with that in my own personal life too. I have had to step away from my family because in many cases, they mess up and they know that they do, and because I'm right, they will say or do something to pop me off, or they used to be able to do this, to pop me off, and then I'm the bad guy. That's what he does with you. So I went to the angels, the romance angels, and I asked them about a new guy, and I want you to know that I'm gonna need you to get out there and